Well, I guess this is gonna be part 9 now for Leon B because after 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 so long of for once the stream software and the PlayStation 4 behaving consistently, it decided to finally throw a monkey wrench into the playthrough and be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna behave today." So yeah, I'm technically still fighting G3, and he's being very stubborn. So hopefully I can get him. Stubborn. Come on. You know what? Waste of ammo. Stupid.
Class A breach detected. Last quarantine until target is neutralized.
Of course I miss. Come on, pick it up, you sack of shit. Didn't work. Are you kidding me? fucking ammo. This is stupid. I beat him well the first time as Leon. Why am I having so much trouble? Fucking frustrating. This phone is being a distraction.
The knockdown is complete. Attention, unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus.
Had a bad day at work, and now the game is trying to be bad to me.
Class A breach. Detected. Flag 1 until target is neutralized.
Are you fucking shitting me? Ugh. Run, you idiot. How the fuck did I get hit? How am I getting hit? Motherfucker. course he hits me. How am I dead from that? The flamethrower doesn't do anything to him. What the fuck? This game is pissing me off. Okay, that's another thing that they should have improved on. Space. There's practically no room to move anywhere. I maintain that this is my personal favorite version of all the G fights, but it's painfully obvious they should have spaced everything out a bit better, because you can hardly move without getting swiped. The ammo's not really an issue anymore. If anything, it's the fact that I can't go anywhere. How did he touch me? How did he touch me? I swear to God. Lucky hit. Wasted that. Okay, game. I don't know how to move. He's too fucking fast. He's too fucking fast, and my weapons are useless. What the fuck? Ugh. Oh, use the stun grenade. Nothing happens. I get out of the way. I can't get out of the way. Cause he hits me anyway. Fuck this game. I want it to end. I'm so tired of this shit.
Class A breach detected. Last quarantine until target is neutralized.
Got him, finally. Son of a bitch.
Target has been neutralized. Ending quarantine.
I love this fight and I hate this fight.
Attention. Unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected.
I mostly love it, but now I'm tired of it.
Facility lockdown initiated.
I definitely played better this time.
Lockdown.
That's for sure.
Service lift is now operational. Attention.
But I'm still severely low on ammo.
Removal of a level 4 virus detected. Facility
How I'm gonna be able to put up with Mr. X, I have no fucking clue.
initiated.
I know it's only going to take one rocket to kill him. That I know. So I'll have plenty more to use on G's 5th form. That I do know. And if the PS4 decides to take another dump on the stream, I swear I'm going to take a sledgehammer to it. Nothing else around here. Okay. Attention, unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected. Facility lockdown initiated. Self-destruct sequence.
Jesus. That looks bad.
Feels worse. Believe me.
Talk about what you said. I don't know how much I believe.
Just tell me you'll destroy that G sample.
No, it's evidence. It's going to the FBI.
You trust that bitch?
Ouch.
What's that supposed to mean?
She's not FBI. She's a mercenary.
Dull surprise.
G-Virus is gonna go to the highest bidder.
Bullshit.
I hope you're right. But if the G-Virus gets into the wrong hands...
This woman has had her back broken, ribs cracked, thrown around. Sheesh. Like, how much more of a beating can you get? Still down there, but he'll wake up eventually anyway. Yeah. Self-destruct. Yeah. I don't know what to expect, honestly. Because I'm going to be facing Mr. X. And that's going to be a hassle.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
I was just thinking about you.
That makes two of us. I was getting worried.
No, we make a good team. I gotta ask you something.
Way's clear. Please, tell me you got it.
Oh, I got it.
I'm pregnant.
Can we verify the G sample and get the hell out of here?
Before we do that, I ran into Annette. She claims you're not FBI.
Dull surprise.
Oh, Leon. Why couldn't you just hand over the sample?
As I realized, as much as I wanted to trust you, I didn't.
I really hoped it wouldn't end up like this.
So that's all this was. I was just some pawn to you?
Look, I'm just doing my job.
And I'm doing mine, so drop that damn gun! I'm taking you in.
Hand over the sample, Leon. I don't want to hurt you.
We've reached an impasse.
And you shoot me. But I don't think you can.
Oh. Third wheel. Bye-bye, G.
No one gets that sample now.
Okay, so now she's really dead.
Hold on. I think I can...
Forget it.
Shut up, I've got you.
It's not worth it.
Don't do this.
Take care of yourself, Leon.
No!
Don't worry, she's fine. She's got a grapple hook in that dress somewhere. Although, seriously, I think getting slammed into a computer panel, alternatively, in the original version, would have been a bit more realistic.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the
Because if she didn't have a grapple hook, then how did she even survive that?
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level
What's
train
that?
platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Claire!
Leon? You're down here too!
Yeah, but the whole place is coming down. Listen to me. You need to get out. Fast.
Yeah. There's a way out. We can make it. Where are you now?
Claire,
In hell.
are you still there?
Leon? Hey, Leon, you're breaking up.
Forget about me. Just get out of here. Damn it.
Where in hell? Are the costumes fine? Because
9,
it looks different.
6 until
Another knife. Okay, I'm gonna ditch Matilda because there's no ammo for that thing left. I... Waste of stuff. That was a blue orb, right? So that's pointless. Why blue herbs? No, I do not want a fucking blue herb.
Train platform.
Stupid game. Why are you going down? Go down, you idiot! Ugh! He went up for whatever reason. Piece of shit. Oh shit.
Is this a fucking joke?
Yes, Leon, it is a joke. A very, very bad joke.
Minutes until detonation.
Well, I missed whatever was in there. Get up, Captain Combover. We're not out of the woods yet.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Well, I ain't getting whatever was in there, that's for sure.
To the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train.
Here he comes. Can I do it? easy hits, mate. How is he hitting me? How is he hitting me? Fucking stupid. There she goes.
Where did this come from?
Anti-tank rocket. Eat it, bitch! In the blink of an eye trophy in less than 5 minutes. Rot in hell.
You have arrived at the bottom level.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
What the hell?
5 minutes until destination.
Shit! Gotta get out of here.
Completely forgot about that horde of zombies.
Can't believe I actually miss her.
Claire, dude, in the next car.
Leon?
We made it.
Just like I said we would.
Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Okay. Jesus.
What was that?
I don't know. I'll go. You take care of Sherry.
It's her old friend Billy Boy, still out for more. And apparently, Leon going out there is the canon ending. Yeah, I still say Claire going out there is the better one. Yeah, large gunpowder. Large gunpowder for what? I don't have anything. I'm fresh out. Well, except for that. Don't need this. Wait. Before I do that. Save. Oh, he got me. He scratched me pretty good. Wait a minute. How is it showing... That doesn't look right. Nah, whatever. Let's go take care of our unwanted guest. Where's my... Oh, there it is. Yeah, fuck you too. Ugh. Finally over. Yeah, in my opinion, Claire doing it is better.
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
I
No.
wish.
We're just... Oh, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Should have been.
You have no idea.
Look, he might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
Hey, that was Live Another Day by the great.
He was friendly.
So, is it over?
No.
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
Adopt you.
We can get a puppy
Puppy.
and a parrot.
Parrot.
Slow down there, Sherry.
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they're too messy.
Next up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
Yeah, I think Claire giving the final blow to Birkin is much more fitting. Because when you think about it, that's really her monster, whereas Tyrant is Leon's. And considering how attached Claire how attached Claire came to Sherry, you know, it fits better, in my opinion. Alrighty then. Oh man. Well, I did it. That is all 4 scenarios of Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now, just to remind y'all, I have this split to 2 playthroughs. Leon A and Claire B, which is what I first did. And then there's this one, the end of the second one, which was Claire A, Leon B. Oh boy, having delved into this game 4 times over, I feel I've more than enough. I feel I've gotten more than enough out of the game to give complete thoughts. Well, what do I think of Resident Evil 2? Well, for the most part, with some problems, I really do love this game. And as one who never did play the original version of Resident Evil 2, but did kind of sort of observe it and the other games casually, I definitely do like it a lot. And I think if you never played the original version like I did, I think this is a good modern jump in to the series, remake or otherwise. And I definitely would like to get more involved into the RE series as a result. And since they're remaking, supposedly, number 3, and having never played that game either, you know, it'll be, you know, if it's half as good as this, then I'm all for it. So, for the most part, what do I like? I love the visuals. The visuals in the game are spectacular. The lighting, especially. Every environment looks creepy and just, you don't want to be there. And if you play this game the first time, then it'll certainly get you jumpy. And I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of moments during my first playthrough from Leon A and Claire B where the game did scare the shit out of me. Now, granted, having played the game several times since, a lot of those moments don't scare me as much anymore, but it's still unsettling and it keeps you on your toes. The monsters are also very terrifying. The zombies, despite being shambling slowpokes, are not to be messed with, and you have to really, really, really pay attention to how to get rid of them or avoid them. And I honestly found another way how to get headshots quickly out of them with just the normal handgun. Apparently, not just going for the crown, but apparently if you get it just right at the right angle, if you like shoot under their chin through the throat, the bullet like goes out to the back of their head and they explode. So I found another way how to make their heads how to blow their brains out. The gameplay is of course a descendant of Resident Evil 4's, but with the ability to walk and shoot, which is I really am glad they did. Although it does, in a strange way, reward being a bit more patient by standing still and letting the target reticle get more focused. I do really like the puzzles, for the most part. They're real brain twisters, some of them. Although, well, on the second run, I think some of them, namely the power panel and the chemistry one, go a little overboard. At least for me, anyway. Again, all the monsters are creepy and well designed. I think I would have liked maybe a couple more of them. But for the most part, they're pretty frightening and they keep you on your toes. And Mr. X, that guy, he is the one thing that probably traumatized me in this game, besides the dogs, at least initially anyway, for the dogs anyway, and the lickers. Because he just walks in and goes after you, and you have to lose him, and he's persistent, with the exception of a few save rooms, of course. And then there's G. I really, for the most part, like the encounters with G and Mr. X, although I think G could have had a bit more, specifically, when it comes to G, I don't really like the second fight with the crane. To me, it's just too small of an area, and could have been widened out a bit more. For the most part, I also love the weapons, and how each character has their own variations. You know, they both have their own style of handguns. Leon has a shotgun, which is very good for headshots and body shots. I like his lightning hawk. The flamethrower, for the most part, is especially useful later in the game. Claire's was a bit unique in the sense that some weapons had interchangeable ammo. I loved her grenade launcher and how you could switch between the infernal rounds and the acid rounds. And her default pistol, which could change from regular 9mm to high-powered rounds. And her machine gun, which seemingly seems weak at first, is actually good when you give it the suppressor. It's more accurate, and it's a beast of a gun. And I gotta see, yeah, I tried to increase my time or lower my time as Leon, but no, I couldn't do it. So honestly, I think going the A path to increase the time is the better place to do it, because beat the second scenario is just unrealistically short. So I've got 3 C's and a B. Boo. And yeah, it's Leon's second run. That was definitely the hardest run out of all of them. For me, anyway. And yeah, the machine gun for Claire. The spark shot, I don't like it as much as the flamethrower, but when used correctly, it's okay, I guess. I love how the story is simplistic. Everyone has said that. But what really makes the game what it is story-wise is the characters. I love the characters of Leon, Kennedy, and Claire and how they're both done in this game. Especially Claire. She has a lot of good moments to shine in this game, especially. And this version of her especially, which I'm going to assume is more or less the same even in the original version, is definitely worth being one of my favorite video game characters of all time. And of course, I get to see how Leon got his start. Again, I only ever played Resident Evil 4 to completion, so seeing how Leon came to where he is from rookie cop to government badass was definitely nice to see too. So they both have good weapons, although some I definitely like better than others. For me, I think Claire got a bit of the short end with the weapons, because you eventually find a pistol that is honestly makes your old one redundant, and just leaves you wishing you had a Magnum style revolver like what Leon has. And yeah, the characters are definitely well. I like what they did with Ada too. If anything, I think they made Ada a bit more likable. Because honestly, I gotta be honest, I never really liked her that much. To me, she just seemed, aloof and out there compared to all the other characters. And was just there just to mess around. I still don't understand why she wears red dresses everywhere she goes. If anything, Resident Evil 6 was the most practical she ever was. If you can believe that. And the game has a good, decent length, especially if you're going for all the scenarios. Not to mention the extra modes that you unlock, like the Fourth Survivor, which I will get to in due time. And you have you have the bonus costumes with the classic costumes, which I got around to using in this second playthrough. And you have bonus weapons, which you can unlock by beating the game at record times, which is also nice. I don't know if I'll seriously try to attempt that, but I may. And then, of course, there's the hardcore mode, which brings back the ink ribbons, and oh god, why ink ribbons? That's one of the other reasons what had me being hesitant against playing the older Resident Evil games. Like, really? You're going to restrict my ability to save? That is lame. About as lame as instant kills, which are archaic enough as they are. So yeah, it's a very decently length game with a lot of replay value. I like the characters, I like most of the weapons, the graphics and visuals, and the sound design. The sound design, too, is very creepy. And overall, it's a quality remake of an old game for the modern age. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a damn good one that even can stand the test of time, too. Both visually and audio-wise. However, having played it 4 times now, all scenarios, I have to be honest, as much of a masterpiece as Resident Evil 2 Remake is, it is not without its fair share of flaws. And I'll start in terms of gameplay. For gameplay, the gameplay by itself is great, but what ruins it is the second run, which gives you a bonus weapon, the 1911 for Leon, the quick draw revolver for Claire, and I hate both of them. Why do I hate them? Because they are redundant weapons. They supplant and take up inventory space and the ammunition of other weapons. If you're gonna give me bonus weapons, have them be compatible with the ammunition that I already have, so I'm not taking up space and wasting valuable bullets. And not to mention, in terms of handling, both of them suck, quite frankly. I don't like how Claire has the revolver at the hip, which makes aiming wonky. And I also don't like how Leon aims his gun sideways like he's gangster or something, which granted it's higher up than the revolver, but it feels wonky as shit, and I don't like that. Like, infinite ammo guns is one thing. I can accept that as a little bonus thing to mess around with, but in a game where pinpoint accuracy and being careful is the norm, having the characters act like they're freaking Red Dead or Saints Row characters doesn't help. It kind of throws the groove off, if you get what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't feel right. So yeah, I don't like that they take up space. I wish they just acted as legit as compatible weapons with everything else, and that they handled better. That's what I don't like about them. Now, as for everything else that I don't like, where the game does stumble in its story mode is that I felt Capcom condensed it too much. Like, a hair too much. I get where they were going for. They tried to streamline and fix some things and remove some things to make the game flow better, and in some cases I think that was warranted, like the removal of the crossbow, because, well, yeah, let's be honest, nobody I've seen talking about Resident Evil 2 ever has had anything nice to say about the crossbow. And a few other things. There was another puzzle, I think, for the jewels. I think about an hour ago, if not 2. So yeah. So they removed the crossbow. Yeah, and so yeah, it's one of those cases where they remove some things, and in some cases they were a good thing. Because, again, nobody liked the crossbow. It just served to pad the game with a garbage weapon that nobody in their right mind was going to use anyway. They also got rid of what I think was another part of the RPD puzzle, the Jaguar puzzle. I'm going to assume that was for the medallions, and they thought, let's just reduce it to 3. I think 4 is enough. That's fine. I'm all for that. And and apparently the sewer level was kind of a joke in the original, where you just kind of came and went, Whereas with this version, they expanded on it more and made it much more of a full-fledged level. Normally, I hate sewer levels in games, and I do in this, but I will give the game credit. They certainly made it pretty, expansive with the different areas you have to go in, and there are some creepy areas and parts into it, and I love how the game ingeniously loops back to different points from earlier. Like, you think, just when you think you're not gonna be back in the RPD station, boom, you find a way that loops back. Like, that is ingenious level design, honestly. However, where I think the game stumbled and were trying to streamline is that they removed some areas of the game that I feel could have added more to it. And the two that I've heard of were the training ground and the factory. Now, I don't know if those areas were dependent on the characters, but if they were, that would have been nice to see. I feel it would have also made the styles of gameplay for the characters also different much more. Because, let's be honest, I feel that there's a hair too many plot inconsistencies with the game's plot, with the remake's plot. Like, Claire and Leon facing at different times in the same playthrough, you know, A and B, fighting the same monster in the same place in the exact same ways at different times. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And not to mention how Annette Birkin, you know, gets wounded and dies in one half of the story, and yet she seems to have recovered and is fine, and of course dies again anyway in the second run. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel they dropped the ball there with plot consistency and coherency. And I think they could have done a bit more with separating who gets to fight who. Like, again, I think, you know, Tyrant is Leon's monster that he has to tango with, and Birkin is Claire's monster that she has to face, especially with regards to the backstory, because, you know, Tyrant sent in, he's cleaning up the RPD and witnesses. Leon was a rookie and only just came in, but being that he was of the same department and started seeing everything, you know, that would mean that's logical that Mr. X would go after him. And since he's the rookie cop going after the big bad monster that has wiped out his entire division, his entire police force that he was supposed to be with, you know, that's a good David and Goliath moment right there. The rookie coming in to face the big bad guy that offed everyone else. And then you have, of course, G for Claire. And considering that G's primary motivation throughout the entire story is to go after Sherry to breed. Yeah, that's seriously, that is still messed up, and I don't care how many times I have to say it is, because it is. And of course you have the whole Ripley-esque relationship with Claire and Sherry, and Claire protecting her from Monster Birkin. So in a way, you know, that is her monster, and it's why I say Claire giving the final blow in the train is her moment, not Leon's, and I stand by that. And to further you know, diminish any confusion, I would have brought back the factory and training ground level and had both of them reserved for a respective character, like perhaps like either the factory floor for Claire and the factory for Leon, or vice versa, depending on who fits the theme better. You know, have one area be reserved for one character while the other be reserved for the other one, and they have their own unique encounters here and there, and perhaps with a few and perhaps maybe one or two extra monsters here and there. I would have liked to have seen maybe one or two more creatures, like the hunters maybe. Then again, well, the hunters were not in the original Resident Evil 2 either, but the G monsters certainly are new, I think. I'm not sure. And I definitely would have had a bit more boss encounters, like maybe perhaps a full-fledged fight with the alligator, maneuvering it around a tunnel to get it to eat the explosive canisters and pipes, and maybe something similar for Claire. I don't know. However, I will give it has the makings of that with the how the game starts off, you know, like one character in the A path meeting Marvin first, while the other is lagging behind and has to take the full even greater brunt of the zombie invasion and all the monsters here that are placed in different areas like the lickers. And I honestly think the second run is harder because of not only because of the extra monsters and being thrown right into the thick of it, but also because of the damn extra weapon they give you, which was honestly redundant. So yeah, in terms of overall level design, enemies and combat, just gameplay overall and the amount of time, the game is great. And the base story is enjoyable, and the characters shine very well, and I love them. But I feel that it is held back from, again, too many easily fixable inconsistencies in the plot, as well as the fact that they could have left in some older levels and reworked them to not to give the characters much more different and unique areas in and of themselves, instead of having them go through the exact same areas all over again. Start of their scenarios be damned. So yeah, some things that were removed, like the crossbow and the Jaguar puzzle, fine and dandy, and I understand. But I think they took too much away. They should have left those 2 levels in there and had it be where one character goes here, one character goes there. That's just when you play the game with how it's structured, with the 2 characters, as many times as I have, and you look up what the original game had, by comparison, as great as the gameplay in the new one is, it kind of leaves one wanting, and it definitely left me wanting after a while. I think that they could have done a bit more. They could have done a little bit more, in my opinion. As it stands, I would give the game just for the enjoyment value, for the most part, everything else that works, I'd give the game I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. But, or hell, at the very least a 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. But I docked the point. I docked the point or half point, or however, because as great and polished as the game is, it has a few things again that just don't work for it. The extra weapons that are redundant, plot inconsistencies, and the fact that they could have added back in a few things to make the remake a bit less redundant, if you get my drift. But despite that, you not only have the main story, you can of course go and beat it, try to increase your time in order to get more weaponry. I personally would have preferred just a credit system like RE4 to do that, than just replaying the game over and over and failing multiple times in the process. And of course you get an extra mode, the Force Survivor, which I will get to in due time when the free DLC comes out. And that's another thing. Capcom is continuing their streak of goodwill with Monster Hunter World, since this game is getting free DLC. And then there's Devil May Cry 5 coming out, which looks great, although I question some of the DLC practices with that game, but hopefully it doesn't harm it. Because I really would not like to see my Devil May Cry dumbed down yet again, if you know what I mean. I say that a lot. You know what I mean. And yeah, it did get, after 4 run-throughs, the game did start to get tiring, and I most definitely am ready to move on, for the most part, with Resident Evil, from Resident Evil 2. But in the blink of an eye. Yep. Because I did it on time. Now, I may play the game on hardcore mode casually to see if I can unlock more stuff. I don't know. I would like to. I honestly sucked on the second run as Leon, in my opinion. The fact that I even had enough ammo to beat the game honestly shocks me. Because I honestly felt I managed my ammunition far better the last 3 times. CBCC, yeah. What I'm not looking forward to is definitely 3 hours. Shh, that's stupid. I'm definitely not looking forward to rarer ammunition and resources. Especially if they're hogged up by frickin' blue herbs, because honestly those things are useless and are only good for one area. I don't know why Capcom kept flooding the game with them. And then of course there's the ink ribbons, which I am dreading. Like, why would you limit the amount of times a player can save? That is just bullshit. That is horrid game design. I don't care what anyone says. Like, don't do that. It's stupid. Okay. Story Master. Complete all the 4 scenarios. I still need to find 2 more raccoons. The Lord knows where they are. And I looked it up because it just kept bothering me. Apparently, there is a second picture inside Albert Wesker's desk when you go to do the hidden places roll of film. And I would not have known that because apparently the game does not tell you there's something else in there. No, you have to like hit the button again despite the prompt not even being in there. And apparently the fifth roll of film that's hidden in there contains a picture of Rebecca Chambers. Yes, apparently Albert Wesker had a photo of Becca in a basketball uniform. I mean, apparently that was a thing even in the original version. If anyone can explain the reasoning for that, I would like to know. Because that's kind of weird, honestly. Okay. Weird and very strange. School uniform, infected version. Aw, she's being carried by Claire. Tyrant. Super Tyrant. Ew, apparently. I did not notice this. Apparently when Tyrant got blown up and consumed by the flames, it took like half his face off. I never noticed that. And when with his inhibitor and with parts of his inhibitor coat removed, you know, his mutation went wild, and he got the the traditional Tyrant giant clawed right arm. And his, the heart on the right side of his chest, getting even more monstrous. Ugh. And that control rod that was on the left side of his temple is also gone. So apparently, when the flames exploded around him, it made him go wild, more or less. Yuck. Oh, that's probably another issue that I have with the boss fights. I think some of them give you far too little room to move, and as such, you end up getting hit by bullshit. Yeah, see, he's got like a control rod right there on his head. Ugh. Why does he have such a shrink-wrapped face? Yeah, look at that. The control rod's gone, and his eyes are blood red. Well, eye anyway. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta give it to the design team. They went ham on the gore effects. They really did. Ugh. John Carpenter would be proud. Huh. You know, Resident Evil, especially Resident Evil 4, served as the inspiration for Dead Space. Dead Space took what RE4 started with the over-the-shoulder shooting, and Dead Space just took that and improved it with being able to walk around. And then this game comes around and, you know, granted Resident Evil 6 did it too, but honestly Resident Evil 6 was not really very good. And by extension, this game took the much more horror elements of both RE4 and Dead Space, along with being able to, you know, increase that, ditch the majority of the action set pieces, majority of them, made it definitely an atmospheric horror show, and allowing you to, of course, walk around with multiple weapons on the fly and shoot and walk at the same time. So it's like they came full circle, more or less. The Mupp. Where do you get the... Is this Irons' gun? As I can't recall seeing this anywhere else. I mean, the Broomhawk, that's clearly Ada's, but this gun, I don't know who uses it. I'm going to assume Irons. Anti-tank rocket. 4 barrels. And yes, I totally reused that line from Kurt Russell in the John Carpenter's The Thing when I blew up G with it, because, yeah. Because I can, and the game was pissing me off by that point. I just wanted it to end. So yeah, we still have the extra modes, which I'll get to eventually. So yeah, all that said, that is Resident Evil 2 Remake. I really enjoyed the game. I love the game a lot. It's not perfect. There are things about it that do rub me the wrong way, and I think they could have left some stuff from the old game in there. But for the most part, as one who's been wanting to dabble into the franchise more, this is a good entry point, and not for new fans or those who are casual to it like I've been. And if you're a veteran fan already, I think this game will make you very happy for the most part. And as also having not played many survival horror games for several years, it was nice to step into hell more or less, and get play something that's out of my comfort zone, if you get my drift. And honestly, I much prefer the Resident Evil Dead Space formula of horror games where I'm still able to attack and defend myself. I never really understood this recent trend in horror games where they don't give you anything to defend yourself, and all you can do is just run away and hide. Like Amnesia, which popularized that concept, and honestly, I don't like it. It has its fans, but I'm not one of them. I much prefer being able to attack and defend myself with weapons, along with being able to run away if need be. And this game, and the aforementioned games that I've mentioned and having played definitely allow room for both. So, great game. Recommended a lot. Not perfect, but it's one that will definitely give you a long shelf life. And I can't wait to go back eventually when the free DLC comes around, and we'll see how Fourth Survivor stacks up. From what I've read, it's more of a time challenge than anything else, as well as an added little mini story bit. So, with that said, that's it. And later this week, Metro Exodus comes out. Funny enough, on the same day as that free RE2 DLC. So, I'm definitely gonna be looking into how I want to do this. Will I prioritize Metro, or will I try to juggle? I really don't know. Then you have Devil May Cry 5, which comes up at least around 2 weeks after that, maybe if not 3 weeks. So that's gonna come up fast as well. So we've got a hefty schedule. And, I'll see what I can do about it. So, yeah, long story short, that's it for the main story mode of RE2. And, I really enjoyed it. I did get tired of it by the end, but for the most part, quality experience, and one that I'm very glad to have played with and I definitely had a lot of good moments with the game, so that's another one in the bag. Happy I've played this. I hope y'all who have watched this playthrough by this point have enjoyed it. Both of them, I should say. And I'll see y'all next time on the next game. So, have a good one, and see y'all next time. Metal Levite Alex out.